So Austin, we're going to try to do this little mock draft today. It's just a 3-rounder with offensive, defensive players, just to kind of get an idea where everybody's landing. We don't have a full chat room, but we do have a few people on here. So let's go ahead and start this mock draft and see how this lands.
All right, let's do it.
All right. We're going to hit okay. And I am on the clock. So I am at the 101. So there's 2 picks you can take at the 101. You can take Caleb Williams, or you can take Marvin Harris. I mean, really, after that, I don't think anybody else should be going at the 101 in a draft unless you just dislike both players. And then I am Marvin Harris to where he's going. So I'm going to go ahead in the draft Marvin Harris.
Okay.
So we have someone else that has the 102. So let's see what he picks. I honestly don't know. So we'll just wait a minute.
Probably Caleb Williams.
Most likely Caleb Williams will probably go off the board. You could always go Jaden Daniels, but I doubt very much Jaden Daniels will go unless he's needing a quarterback. Then I could see that. But yeah, the next one up on the IDP, if you do an auto draft, it's going to be Caleb Williams. Next one after that is going to be Malik Neighbors. So I'm not sure.
Good.
Be kind of curious. We got a couple more seconds here. Love the countdown on Sleeper.
3, 2, 1.
All right, Caleb Williams off the board.
Williams.
So the next one's up. It's either going to be Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels, or Room Tuesday. I believe Jaden Daniels went as the one. So here we are at the 4th pick, and you're up. So what would you take at the 4th pick? You got on the board, you still got Roman Tuesday, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Drake May, JJ McCarthy. Now this is super flex. So I mean, I'm gonna drink a little bit out of the solo cup while you think about this hard decision right here.
Oh, it's not that hard for me. It's not that hard. I'm gonna go with Malik Neighbors.
You would go with me, Malik Neighbors? Wow. And the next 2 people comes off the board is Roma Tuesday and Brock Bowers on team 5 and 6. So now we're at pick 107. And you have Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Xavier Worthy, Jonathan Brooks, Brian Thomas all up there. And JJ McCarthy just went off the board. Drake May. Glad McCarthy. So now we're at the 2-1. Oh, my pickings are getting slimmer. So
really,
I got Keenan Colum, Trey Benson, Bo Nix, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Liggett. So if I was drafted for my team right now and I was in this situation, my running backs are not that good. And I am struggling with running backs. But Trey Benson, he went to a good team, Arizona. So there's a good chance he could get that. I would, with as bad as my running back room is, I would go ahead and risk it. I would pick him over Ricky Pearsall or Keenan Colum.
Okay. Okay.
Jonathan Brooks went in the first round at the 110. So I mean,
yeah.
And the problem right now is defense ain't really ranked. So if this is on an auto draft and they're just picking players, a lot of these good defensive players are still sitting out there because they're at 99.
Right.
Oh, so the next pick would be, I would say, Bo Nix. Just went off the board at 2-3. So 2-4 is yours. You got Ricky Pearsall, which I don't know about him. I mean, I'm still iffy about him, and he's a backup. I'll tell you what's looking good is Blake Corum. You know, the other guy there, Williams, I believe his name is. You know, the one that took over last year at the Chargers.
Williams.
Is that his name, right?
Who are you referring to? Are you talking about the running backs or
Back.
the running back? Well, I know Gus Edwards got signed,
Oh, not for
and
the
then
Rams. That's the Chargers. I'm sorry.
it's the Chargers.
Yeah, the word Blake Corum's on the Rams. Oh, they picked for you.
No, it didn't. I picked it.
You picked Xavier Leggett?
Yep, I sure
Wow.
did.
Hmm. Now, I did not see that coming. I did not see you
Hey,
picking him.
exactly. And I believe he's a sleeper pick that people are really not gonna pick because they're gonna be worried about this offense and how Bryce Young is gonna be. But I'm gonna pick him because I'm hoping he's gonna be a hidden gem that everybody passes on.
Well, Troy Franklin went at the 2-7. So I am now picking at the 3-1. And at this point in time, I'm gonna go defense. I think 3-1's a perfect time to get somebody out. Since they ain't got them ranked, I'm gonna have to look them up. Let's see, defensive back, linebackers, Dallas Turner. So I just picked up Dallas Turner at the 3-1. So that gives me him. I'm going to go with the tight end Sanders at the 3-3
Okay.
because he's the starter for the tight end. Well, yes, he is. He got the starting position there, I believe. They had him listed on the roster as a starter. So here you go at the 3-4.
Hmm.
I did not think it would go in this order. Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you're drafted by yourself and there's nobody else in there, it's totally different. Like what you get in your
Right.
picks, you and
Right.
me, it's just, I don't understand why it's not landing like I thought it would land.
Well, it's not going to.
I
But
know.
you know what?
Ooh, I didn't see that one coming. Burton, you went with Burton.
I
So,
gotta make sure my wide receiving core is in check. Plus, it's a perfect time to pick him up around that time as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick with that right there. I'm gonna go with Javion Bake. Yeah. So at the 4-1, let me see here. 4-1. It's gonna be a tough one right here.
What are you thinking?
I was gonna go with someone, but I don't see him on the board. So I'm gonna type him in and see if I can find him.
If you're looking for a defense player, you're gonna have to type them in because I can't find the ones I was looking for in the last
No, it
round.
was a wide receiver, and I got him, Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, okay.
Woo. So I picked Luke McCaffrey up at the 4-1. So at the 403, 4-3, uh,
Oh, don't get my guy. That's all I can say.
I will probably go with. I'm gonna take Eric All at Cincinnati.
Okay. Well,
Tight end off the board.
well, this is what I'm gonna do then.
Ooh, Peyton Wilson. That was my next pick at the 5-1. Oh my God, he did it to me. I was like, I was sitting there thinking I was going to take Peyton Wilson back when I took Dallas Turner, and I said no because I'd be going against my rankings. I didn't have Peyton Wilson as my number one. I had him as my number two. So I was like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't pull myself to.
Right.
Running backs are just slim to none. I like Cade Stover, so I'm going to draft another tight end right there at the 4-7.
I have
So
another player in mind
I
coming
am
up.
going to go with the defensive line. I am going to pick my man.
Don't you do it.
If I can spell his name right.
No. How about you don't spell his name right?
I got it right. DL, Jarrett Verse.
Oh.
Because he was my number one DL.
Okay, well.
So Jordan Travis just went off the board at the 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got my other team drafting here, Dummy 101. Let's see. I'm going to go defensive back. Quinion Mitchell.
Okay. Well, that saved me the trouble then of worrying about this.
Oh, you were worried about Latu. Latu's, remember, he's fifth on my list. I wasn't shooting for him on any of
No,
my
I
teams.
ain't I ain't worried about you getting him.
Yeah, by the time we draft for real in the league, these rankings should be a little bit more because you'd be already in a week in the spring training. So, I mean,
I have
you
another one in
know,
mind.
this is a late picker, but this is respect to you.
To
And
me,
yes, I'm going to take another tight end off the board, and I'm going to take a guy that we talked about in a previous episode. And when you opened my eyes, I was like, yeah, I get it. Let's get the
uh-oh.
sleeper, Dallin Hawker. Let's put him
There,
on a team.
there
Let
you go.
Let's see what he's going to do for us.
There you go.
So now we're back down to my pick, and then I'm gonna have to bring up my thing because I got to search for my defensive guys. Uh, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and go defensive back, and I'm gonna get my second guy, Kool-Aid Street. So dropped him
Oh,
out there.
thank goodness.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and get a defensive guy again. And this time, it's probably saying that someone else wants to draft him.
Depends on what you're talking about.
Ooh, come on now.
10 seconds.
Woo,
I hate
Arnold.
you.
Ah, ah, ah.
I hate you.
Don't hate the hate. Come on
I
now.
hate you. But that's fine. Because I can just go after my other guy.
The other guy.
Yep, my other guy.
Okay, who did you grab?
Cooper DeJean.
Ooh, that was a good pick. I am gonna grab. I will save him for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy off the board because he deserves it. And they got him listed there, Jerzan Newton. So here I got to go again. Too many capital letters, so I'll have to spell his name out. Oh, I have DB listed. I'm gonna go with Brandon Fisk. I'm on the board, ain't I?
Yes, you are.
All right. So
You have
I'm gonna
30
just make
seconds.
30 seconds. To his brother. Oh,
That's gross.
it's just a negligent.
That's gross. I'm gonna get this one.
All right. Let's see. All right. There we go. Whew. All right. Let's see here. Whoa, I didn't know we're gonna stop at 7 rounds here. So we only got this pick. Yeah, we'll just do this because I didn't realize I had it set for this many picks. You see how
Yeah, you
I
actually had
talk
it set up for 23 rounds, I
I
believe.
was like, wow, I didn't even see that. So we're not
But hey,
doing
this
20.
is good for ours though, since we have 7 rounds in both of our leagues.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do right here, oh, it's gonna beat me to it. I was gonna get a kicker.
Nope.
All right. So that was it. So that was an interesting draft. 7 rounds. Um, looking at who I picked, I got Marvin Harris at the 101, uh, Benson at 2-1, Dallas Turner at 3-1, Luke McCaffrey at 4-1, Garrett Verse at the 5-1, and Kool-Aid McKinstry at 6-1, and Brandon Frisk at the 7-1, which is really all needs for my team. I mean, I'd have been happy to get any of them players on my team. Uh, you got pretty good picks too. I mean, wide receivers right off the bat. You're picking four too. I mean, you got Malik Neighbors, Liggett, Burton, and then you picked up Wilson, Peyton Wilson. Oh my God, I can't believe you got him at the
Mm,
4-4. Then you picked up Latu at 5-4, which with me on the draft board, I get it. But I guarantee if there's other people on the draft board, you might not end up with him. The four. Well, I don't know. 4-4 is a little early, I think. I don't know. You could possibly get him.
yeah.
Uh 5-4, I mean. Actually, I think you'd probably be better to get him in
He'll
the
be
fourth.
gone. He'll be gone ahead, in my opinion, with other people.
Yeah, I believe so too. And then Cooper DJing, which is a really good pick, and Junior Colson, another good linebacker that went to the Chargers. So I definitely enjoyed this. Hopefully we get a little bit bigger turnout. We'll try other avenues of trying to get a mock draft going.
Hmm.
But just to kind of just talk about our general discussion now.
All right.
Yeah,
Let
23
me.
rounds. I thought I must have been drinking that night when I typed in that. I typed in third round.
No, you. I looked at it and I saw it, and I was like, oh well, he'll probably stop it at round 3, like he said he was going to, and then we
Then
kept
I
going. I honestly just got lost in who I was going to pick, so I just kept going. I was like, oh man, I need to get this guy. Oh man, get this guy. I wasn't even really paying attention to what round it was.
Oh, that's all right. Here we go. So I need the NFL site. All right. So we did that draft real quick there. That was kind of fun. Just did a quick 7 round. That kind of mimics what we're going to do in our league and doing offense and defense, kind of see where me and Austin are at on that. That was definitely fun. We did have some people join up, but maybe next time we get a little bit larger room. But let's before we end this, let's go ahead and discuss what we started a little ways back. Uh, we had 2 episodes on predictions of where free agents would go, and that was episode I believe. Let me look. I think it was 5. Maybe it was 4 and 5. We did offense and defense, but we're going to cover all of them in this episode. Um, So Austin's list, you got 2 of them right, Austin. Uh, I'll give you the 2 you got right. You got Baker Mayfield and Russell Wilson right.
Oh,
Baker Mayfield stayed with the Buccaneers, and you guessed it, Russell Wilson went to the Steelers. I actually chuckled when he said the Steelers because I thought that was all fictional. I didn't think the Steelers would be silly enough to go for that guy, but they did. So there
well,
you are.
Kenny Pickett isn't the guy for them, so there you go.
And then you had Barkley. And we all knew Barkley was leaving the Giants. I was even like, you can't put the Giants there. Barkley's gone. But I don't think I even being an Eagles fan, seen that coming. And I know you didn't see it coming. He went to the Eagles. And I mean, in a way, I get it because he played for Penn State. PA loves him. Pennsylvania loves Barkley. They loved him when he was at Penn State. You just made a fan base just ecstatic by adding him to the team with the other people. I mean, that's going to give it a whole dynamics because Barkley ain't Swift. Barkley
Nope.
ain't Montgomery. Barkley is
He's
Barkley, and
he's
Barkley is
better
up
than
there with McCaffrey. And if you don't think so, every time the kid ain't injured, he's in the top 10. He is a dominant force to be reckoned
well,
with.
I'd still put McCaffrey in a tier of his own.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he still doesn't pass McCaffrey. I'll go, even though he's with the Eagles now, and I think that he is better than the great McCaffrey
I-
at this point because once you put on an Eagles uniform, it's not like putting on a Dallas uniform.
You're right. It's got a lot better history than the Eagles do. So, you
Oh,
know,
and here I'm saying that, and I'm in love with my Zeke Elliott going back to Dallas. Okay,
yeah, because that makes total sense.
Oh,
Jerry Jones.
No, exactly. It's Jerry Jones. That's the reason why it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, all right. So, with that being said, we got you got that wrong. You picked you had Texas Chargers and Ravens. He ended up going to the Eagles. Josh Jacobs, I honestly didn't think he was going to leave, but he did. And I didn't see him going to Green Bay either, neither did you. I mean, I liked how you had
No,
him pick because it did look interesting. It would be interesting to see him go to the Cowboys. It would have been interesting to see him go to the Vikings, but Green Bay, I didn't see it. But I also
I,
didn't see Aaron Jones leaving Green Bay either. So it's like that was
right,
like a that was like a ball dropping. Uh,
right.
I honestly felt Calvin Ridley was done with Jacksonville, and you felt the same because you didn't have him on your list. But I didn't see him going to the Titans, but that's where he landed. Uh, so basically, just in your list here, you had Marquise Brown. He ended up going to the Chiefs. Noah Fant went to the Seahawks or stayed at the Seahawks. He never left, right?
Yeah,
That you thought he was going to leave.
I thought he was.
I felt like Jonathan Gingert was going to stay in Texas because of the tightness he had.
Yeah,
He did. You wanted him to go to the Vikings. Shame on you. Uh, Chris Jones. I thought he had love for Andy Reid, and I was right. He stayed with the Chiefs. No, he did not. Chris Jones
yes, he
wasn't with.
did.
Yeah, he
Chris
stayed with the
Jones
Chiefs.
stayed with the Chiefs.
You had him going to the Broncos, Bears, and the Jets. Frank Love. He went to the Commanders. Patrick McQueen. I did not see that coming. I did not see Patrick Queen leaving Buccaneers. I not the Buccaneers, but the
The Ravens.
Ravens. But he did. He went to the Steelers. I just blew my mind too. Kendrick Fuller. He ended up going to the Dolphins, and C.J. Gardner Johnson stayed with the Lions. That has the largest defensive back,
is got
ridiculous amount of good players. Uh,
Yeah,
Xavier McKinney went to Green Bay. So basically, out of 14 guys, you only got two right. Not a very good pick in there. What's your
yeah,
excuse?
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have an excuse because, unlike you, I take my L's like a man instead of trying to make excuses for reasonings.
Oh,
But
oh, oh. I gotta recharge my pacemaker.
but I have a better hit rate of people if they're actually staying with the same team or leaving, though.
Yes, you do. So let's go to my list, my 14 lovely players, and how did I do? Well, I guessed it right. Kirk Cousins left the Vikings, and I said he'd go to the Falcons. And the only reason I thought that is right before that episode, his wife happened to be in Atlanta. Little odd. You don't go to Atlanta looking at schools unless you plan on moving your kids there. Just saying. And that's before he signed the deal. Uh, Jake Browning, I played a safe ball. I'll be honest. I knew he was going to leave as a backup, but I was making a dreamland that he could possibly go to the Patriots or the Browns because I thought he was talented. But no, he's still behind Joe Burrow there at the Bengals. And That's called a safe pick. Then Derrick Henry, I really wanted him to go to the Texans, but I did pick him right. He did go to the Ravens. That was the other group that he was projected to possibly go to. But there was also at the time he could have gone to Texans or the Eagles. I get it. He didn't want to see Jalen again, so he went to the Ravens. I understand it sometimes. Uh, then you got DJ Swift. I got that wrong. I mean, I knew he was leaving the Eagles, but I left the Eagles on there, and I thought maybe he'd go to the Ravens or the Raiders, but I did not see him going to the Bears. Um, Odell Beckham finally signed with the Dolphins. I got that wrong. So that's two now I got wrong, and I had three right. Michael Thomas, I have no idea where you're at, man. You're not picked a team. You're not gone nowhere. Uh, I have three players on here that's not found a home yet, and it's still early. They could possibly find a home. Harrison Byron, tight end. I said that he was going to leave, and he did, but he didn't go to the teams I thought he'd go to. I thought he'd go to the Dolphins, Broncos, or the Colts. I thought they had more needs for tight ends. Well, that shows you my head ain't always right. He went to the Raiders. Back up, back up. I get it. Chase Young, I knew he was leaving the 49ers. I left 49ers there because that's called a chicken guy that doesn't want to let go of the team where they used to be and ain't sure. So, yeah, I'll admit it. I always take that safe bet. But he didn't stay at the 49ers. And I ended up getting it right. I did pick the Saints, and I also picked the Steelers. So he ended up at the Saints. And I think that's a good fit for him. I think it's a good fit for the Saints. They need someone. And I know he had his rough start with injuries. Last year, he had a little bit more redemption, but I don't think he's fully back. And I hope that's not where he's at the rest of his career. I hope there's more to the top of it. I hope we ain't done seeing him. I remember him back in college. He was a feared edge rusher. I mean, I just hope this ain't. I hope we see a more progression. You know, he was playing with Nick Bosa and all the others. It kind of overshadowed him, but still.
He had a rough start with injuries due to the fact that he was playing at FedEx Field, which is the most cursed stadium to play if you are a Commanders player. Because if you look at the injury history in the past 5 years, you saw so many serious injuries from them. So I believe that place is cursed. That's the reason why you have saw a slow start with Chase Young.
So let me see something here. So yeah, on Chase Young, I mean, so let's just see how he does at the Saints. The other one I was choosing was DJ Reader. I knew he was going to leave. He did leave, but he went to the Lions. Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
Right.
Then my linebackers, I picked Malik Harrison. I said he was either going to go to the Ravens, Dallas, or Eagles. I was correct. He stayed with the Ravens. Isaiah Simmons, I picked him. I said I felt like it was over for the Giants, but it looks like he's going to have one more year with the Giants, and then he'll be totally a free agent in 2025, and that's where he stayed. I did think he might have went to the Chargers or the Eagles. Eli Apple, at this moment in time, he is still a free agent. He has not signed with anyone. None of my defensive backs or cornerbacks have gone anywhere. Yeah. I mean, he had that 1 year at Dolphins, and I don't think he's even on the Dolphins depth chart anymore.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they cut him. The last time I looked, it looked like he wasn't there, and he is no longer there.
Hmm.
So don't know where Eli's going. Maybe he'll sign before the end of the season. So that was one of my other ones. I actually had three. I thought I only had two. It had three that didn't make it to a team yet.
All right.
Tracy Walker for Detroit. Hold on. Nope, they're saying dead money. If they're saying dead money, he's not with the team no more. I remember reading that they cut him too.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, because the Lions they have a large uh defensive and safety room right now. So let's see. Lions.
Yeah, he's not with the team right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He's
So
not
right
even
now,
signed to a team.
yeah, so them three have not even signed to a team yet. So I'm still hoping three of them is not decided yet. And then my last one I had was Jeremy Cheen, which he ended up signing with the Commanders. I picked the Bills, Rams, or Buccaneers. So out of my 14, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right, and 3 have not signed, and the other ones are wrong. All I can say is at least Austin, all his players are acceptable in the NFL and have made it to teams before the spring training. So we might recap. We might find out them 3 later where they go, and I'm rooting for Eli to either go to the Falcons, Broncos, or Dolphins. Well, we know he ain't going with the Dolphins because the Dolphins cut him. So we can forget that one. It's either, well, I don't know. We've seen weirder things in the NFL where people resign. So, I mean, it ain't going to be the
No,
first.
if they do sign, it'll probably be somewhere in the middle of the season when a team needs depth because of people getting hurt.
Right. And then Tracy Walker, I know he ain't going to go back to the Lions. Lions wouldn't take $7 million dead money just to bring him back. And their room is full. Their defensive back room and safety room is full. Maybe the Jets or the Chargers or the Buccaneers will pick them up. We'll have to wait and see. And my man, Michael Thomas, I know you're still talking to the Ravens, and I'm hoping the Ravens can come up with something and give you something so they can put you on the team so I can have another one right. And you'll also look good at the Panthers. So he could help out the Panthers. Oh, and he could help out the Titans. So either 3 of them teams would be helpful. I know you're shaking your head no, but he's going somewhere. He is not done. And we'll just have to see where he goes.
He's done.
So he's done. So all I got to say is if you guys like what you're watching, please hit the like button. Me and Austin do some of these general discussions occasionally in between our rankings. And we did a little bit of a draft today. It was fun. I enjoyed it. We might even what do you call wedding crashers? We'll be draft room crashers. We might draft room crash and record and talk about your drafting. So if we can't bring them in ourselves, by God, we're going to find that room.
Yeah, you're right.
So be prepared. I'm sorry about the sound, technical issues. If you have any issues, hopefully I get that fixed before it's out to you guys. But if I don't, and you get a little bit of sometimes I need to be muted. It's always a good thing.
Wow. He admits something.
Can't lie to everybody, can I?
Oh.
So if you like the content, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment. We love in the comments. Thank you. I love people's opinions. If someone disagrees with something we said, we're not going to get hurt about it. Actually, we learn from it. There's times I say things that Austin picks up. There's times Austin says things I pick up. And it's always more than one set of eyes, you have more success. It's never an individual and just to have fun and fantasy. That's the whole ideal. Enjoy it. It's just fun to do. So